Hey everybody, you're tuned in to Kanas Korner only on 91.8 The Fan. And I've been talking about it all day, and that's what my show is consistent of. I talk about these all day and then we get to them. So you should be happy, be excited, be surprised, because we have Charlene, also known as Tristen, and she is a cosplay idol and Funimation's brand manager. Thank you for being on the show.
Hi, very nice to be here.
Now, I've been actually a fan of your cosplay for a really long time. I think you're the first cosplay idol, I would say, that I know that had a website online.
Yeah, I've had a website for quite a long time. I'd say 10 years now. I'm going into my 11th year of cosplay. So it's been a long time. And it's been quite a journey.
Now, cosplay, what originally got you into that? Was that just a enjoyment of sewing, or was that just a love of anime?
Well, my mom spent part of her time as a seamstress, so I learned to sew at a very young age, and I actually used to make some of my clothes when I was in middle school. And I always had a little bit more of a flair for the theatrical, and I saw that people were dressing up like anime characters, and I really liked the colors in anime. And my first anime series I got into was Sailor Moon and Ranma One Half. I wanted to wear the bright, pretty colors and the big wigs and just look larger than life. So I started making costumes for myself and going to conventions, and it's been kind of a love affair ever since then.
Can you remember your first convention?
My first convention I went to some little local comic nerd type of cons when I lived in Indianapolis, where I grew up. But my first real anime con I went to was Anime North in Toronto, and I went there right before I moved to Las Vegas. And I didn't even know that people were cosplaying so much. So I thought it would be kind of cool because I was just watching Sailor Moon Super S. I thought it would be kind of cool if I made a costume of Queen Nephilimia because she was my favorite villain. And I wore it there, and I was so shocked that people even knew who I was. It was kind of, not very well known, not broadcast on TV at that point. So it was just so cool to see all the fans coming up to me and saying, "Oh my gosh, you like Sailor Moon? Let's talk about Sailor Moon." And the fandom in Canada is just so passionate, and so nice, and so cool, and they're just so approachable. And I think part of the reason why I got really into cosplay is because everyone at Anime North was just so nice and so sweet. It was really a dream, and it was quite infectious. So I feel very fortunate that that was my first con.
Well, fellow Moonies unite. I still have my Sailor Moon wallet that I use every day. And now you actually still do cosplay despite, doing it for so long. Most people, it seems to me, grow out of it. Do you think you'll ever sort of grow out of such a hobby, or do you think it's there to stay forever?
Well, even though as I grow older, I'm always going to stay quirky and eccentric, and I've always been a little body and over the top. So I I don't think I'll ever grow out of wanting to look audacious by any stretch of the imagination, but because of my work and everything, I don't have as much time to sew as I used to, and I just pick different things, and I have a little bit of a different personality than I did back when I started. So it's more of an evolution rather than a growing out of it. And now, over the years, from when I first started cosplaying, since I travel a lot, there's different things like you can't take as much luggage with you, there's more weight restrictions, and so now things have to pack a little bit easier, or they have to be able to be shipped in advance. So it's more of a change in strategy rather than down any. And I always think, cosplay or not, costuming or not, whatever, I'm always going to be a little eccentric. So if I'm not cosplaying, I'll just start dressing crazy.
Well, your cosplay is actually not only has it gotten you fame and recognition, but you've started recently a blog on Funimation called Always Be Cosplaying, correct?
Yes, it's a, two of my big nerdiness are costuming and business. I really love reading business books. I always have. I'm much better at reading nonfiction than I am at fiction. So that's another quirk of mine. And one of the movies that any person who's in the business is really into would be Glengarry Glen Ross. And there's a really awesome speech in the middle of it called, Always Be Closing. And when I go to conventions, even if I'm working, I try to always be cosplaying, or at least kind of working in a little bit. So it's a little bit of a play on that. Having a girl in the marketing department who's also a cosplayer, is also a fan, just kind of spread to some people who are anime fans that may or may not be into cosplay right now. Just spread that, hey, this is really awesome. This is another cool thing you can see at anime conventions or you can see online. And these cosplayers are fans just like you. They just express their art in fabric and wigs and makeup rather than fan art or fan fiction or making YouTube videos or whatever. It's just kind of bringing it full circle and embracing it and just enjoying it. So it's a little bit of a side project of mine. I tried to do it in my spare time because being a brand manager, it is it's a very complicated process. So always be cosplaying is really like a labor of love.
Well, that's really cool that you're still, so involved and sort of in love with the fanness of it all, and I've noticed that when they send you to conventions, they apparently give you a camera and make you dress up in your Toa costume.
Well, part of that started out with NondesCon, the convention manager, Adam Sheehan. He was so busy, and I had decided to go to NondesCon because I had an extra day off, and whenever I had an extra day off, I'm totally going to spend it going to an anime convention if it's available. So I went up to NondesCon and out of the sort of to do my own little B-roll, and it was really only originally supposed to be some type of B-roll, me going around and being crazy. And then it just, again, the fans in Colorado are just so awesome and just so infectious that he ended up working it into the convention video. And then it became Always Be Cosplaying, and it became an offshoot of the Juggernaut videos and all the other stuff. So now when I go to conventions, I try to steal the camera for a little bit and kind of get the cosplayer's eye view rather than just the standard version eye view. So it's fun.
I remember one of the first videos I saw was actually you were in the office dressed up as Toa, and it was hilarious to me because I don't think half of the staff knew what was going on.
Yeah, that was one of my, as a brand manager, Dragonaut was my very first full launch. My first show I was actually assigned was Rin, but the first one to actually launch was Dragonaut. So I wanted to try some cool little things with it, and part of my learning process of learning all the things that go into launching an anime, I became really fascinated by it. And so I thought, hey, if I'm fascinated by it, maybe some of the fans will be fascinated by it too. So let's take one part of the process, the trailer part, and kind of go through and show the fans this is just some of the stuff that goes into marketing the show. And we thought it would be fun because I happen to I really like Makoto Uno's artwork, and I've actually liked the artwork for Dragonaut since long before I started at Funimation. I had the Toa costume, and I thought, hey, wouldn't it be kind of cool if I just changed the costume on my lunch break? We went around for like an hour and filmed this thing, and just had fun with it and be lighthearted because the Dragonaut is just it's really colorful. It's lighthearted. It's fun. It's not super duper serious all the time, and hey, I mean, It's a chance to wear pink hair around the office, so I couldn't really say no.
That's the glory of cosplay right there.
Yeah, I did. I changed in my office at the end of my lunch. I fixed my makeup real quick, and then we ran over to the trailer department and everything, and we just kind of shot this. And then I went back in my office and I took my hair off, put my dress back on, and it was just right back to doing what I'm doing.
Well, very nice. We're going to take a very short break, but when we come back, we'll talk about some new releases, like Dragonaut, for instance, which is convenient because we have Fight or Flight about to come up. So make sure to stay tuned to 91.8 The Fan. Ever wonder what's going on in the anime world? Check out 918 The Fan every weekday for the newest iStock. We'll fill you in on everything you need to know in 3 minutes or less. Only on 918thefan.com. This is Kanas Korner, and you're tuned in to 91.8 The Fan. We're back, and I wanted to talk to you, as I said before break, about, being a part of the brand manager team and everything. It's apparent, I think, to our audience and to myself that we really aren't aware of what your job fully entails.
Well, it's kind of like, to use a little metaphor, kind of like being the head of Voltron, kind of. You're the inner spoke, the center point of a wheel, and there's lots of spokes that come out, and if that wheel is an anime title, there's one person who has to make sure all the pieces go and flow properly so that there's the entire release has continuity and it all works, because there's so many little processes that go into releasing a show, and then the brand manager is in charge of marketing it and telling the whole world and all the anime fans, hey, this is really awesome, you should get it, here's why. The brand manager is, like the mom, like the cheerleader, the person who knows the most, who talks to the Japanese rights holders and all those people involved to make sure that the North American version is okay with Japan, and it all becomes a part of all the parts work together with the Japanese release in mind and the intentions of the Japanese rights holders in mind. So the brand manager is kind of the gel that puts it all together, and we help look at we help manage all of the parts, and there's so many, and here at Funimation, there's so many just crazy talented people that work on everything. It's just, every single day, I'm amazed at the things that come out of the art department, the DVD department, the trailer department, all the music, all the trailers have music that's composed in-house, and there's a guy who just, he writes music all day and he plays it, and it's amazing. And just, everything, the sales team, all the stuff, convention events, everything, it's just it's this huge process, and the brand manager is, the best way to say it is kind of the heart of it, and is the ultimate, is where the buck stops. If something happens, then the contact point is the brand manager. So it's kind of the person that makes it go. I guess that's the best way to say it. But it's a very big, complicated job that takes a lot of dedication and passion to really do right, and to do, as a fan, to give all the shows that I have to do them the most justice that I can, and to make that something that, as a fan, I would want to pick up on the shelf and go, oh my gosh, I absolutely have to own that. So that's kind of in a nutshell the gist of what I do all day. There's a whole lot of detailed cogs. I guess I'm oversimplifying it a little bit, but yeah, kind of like the head of Voltron, pretty much.
Well, that's actually some bragging rights right there. You can brag that you're the head of a big robot.
Yeah. Yeah, but I like it better. I think it's orange, but I like orange.
Now, you said your first release, not the first one that you worked on specifically, but your first release was Dragonaut the Resistance, or Renaissance, I'm sorry.
yeah, Dragonaut the Resonance was my very first full launch where I was there from the beginning, from the first creative meetings, and again, brand manager only does stuff on the marketing end and production. There's a whole, those guys, they work so much magic and they deliver this amazing product that is just, it's our job to make it really appealing with the art department, the trailers, all of all those little parts that come as a whole. But Dragonaut, I was there from the very beginning, so it was kind of like, it's always going to hold a very special place in my heart because I got to do some crazy things like I call it the Dragonaut Back to School special, where I went around with all the trailers, and we did this one I'm kind of proud of. We did as a convention promo item is we did Tella's booty shorts. So if you bought Dragonaut at a convention, you get a pair of booty shorts that say Dragonaut on them. And they have Tella's little buttons on them, and they're navy blue with pink edging, and they're really, it was a really cool process because everything from submitting the idea to Japan and saying, hey, what I want to do is a promo item for Dragonaut, Tella's booty shorts. Here's the design. Do you like this idea? It's just all asking, everything is done with Japan's blessing. And so that was fun. And like looking at all the art that goes inside and all the disc art, everything that art does, the trailers. I love the music from the trailer that Jim Welch composed, and Walter, he shows up with a lot of Funimation videos. He did the trailer, and a lot of it was just even picking the clips to shows the previews, making sure that the website is all in the spirit of the brand, and then all of the ads, all of the postcards, and the posters, and everything. All of it was really happy memories. And the artist for the show she's just amazing. And just the way that she laid out the box was just cool. For the back of it's on its side, and the copywriting, the copy on the back of the Dragonaut box is some of my favorite because it's just so fun. You can't help but have fun when you see Dragonaut because it's hot girls that turn into dragons. How can you not like that?
That's how you sum the story up. That's all. That's all you guys need to know. It's hot girls turn into dragons. Make sure to buy it.
So that was my first whole. That was my first one from beginning to end, and it's just part 2 just released on December 29th, which is my birthday. So it's kind of cool to have a brand launch on my birthday. And then the next one I just got done with was Rin, Daughter Namasune, which was actually the very first one. My first day at Funimation, the marketing director gave me a promo item for Rin. He said, "Here, you're going to work on Rin," and it was a Rin towel. And she's not wearing much, and it's kind of awesome. So the first thing I did was I have them on my wall. So I have them. I have Rin hanging on my wall behind my bookshelf so that people don't walk in and get scared by her. So those two, Rin and Dragonaut, will always be extra close to my heart. All of them are close to my heart, but I learned so much on Dragonaut. I felt like it made a really good foundation going forward. All the cool stuff I get to work on now.
Well, happy late birthday before I forget. And
thank you.
Not at all. And so now with Dragonaut, was this aimed at a teenage demographic, or do you think it's for adults? Did you guys have a specific age group in mind when promoting the material?
Well, it is a TV-14 release, so obviously the 14 is kind of the sweet spot. And it's just, I think it's good I think it's a good series for teens, and it's a good, fun action, lighthearted. The girls, there's a couple episodes of her running around in bikinis, and of course in the booty shorts. They're, some of the girls have some pretty epic proportions. It's just I think it's a really great show for teens, like early college years. Anybody who's really into anime, like mecha stuff and dragons, they're of course gonna dig Dragonaut. And if you like Witchblade character designs, and you'll love these because it's Makoto Ueno's finest.
So now we can pick up the DVDs at Funimation's website, right?
Yes, you can pick them up at all the standard retailers. You pick them up Best Buy, Amazon.com, Right Stuff. If you got the God Anime membership, really awesome price. And of course, you can watch all the clips and promo videos on Funimation.com/Dragonaut. Look on the video player. There's always a few promo episodes, and of course, check out the trailer. The trailer is just, it's just really fun. I love it, and every time I watch it, the music gets stuck in my head. So, yeah.
Yeah, I've actually been playing the music quite a bit lately. We recently were able to get the CDs for that and added that to our radio station. So I love Fight or Flight.
Yeah, it's just fun. It's happy. It's lighthearted, and I like it. It's always everybody's got their personal taste of what they really like in anime. It's a fun series. What can I say? It's fun, and it's vastly. I'm very fortunate, and a lot of my friends that I work on are vastly different from one another, so I get to try out new things all the time. Like I have anime, I have a little bit of live action, I have short series, long series, action, shoujo, everything. There's just a little bit of everything, so it keeps it interesting.
Now, do you have anything that you can talk about that's coming up?
Well, I have Funimation recently did the Rollout Riot in the beginning of January, and we have there were a lot of releases, a lot of new titles announced. I've got coming up personally, all the brand managers have, we get assigned different things. It's kind of I guess there's a lot of luck involved when the release schedule hits. But the new ones that I have coming up, let's see, I have Eden of the East, which I'm totally jazzed to get to work on because I love Tetsuan Birdie Decode, which is announced at Anime USA, and I have later on Italia, and before that Shikabane Hime. So those are the ones that are kind of at the top of my plate right now, and they're all kind of in various states of what's going on. But the next one is going to be taking up a lot of my time is Eden of the East, and when I was assigned Eden of the East, I squeezed in my office. I was like, oh my god, this is so great.
I know that was actually very popular when it came out, and it'll be nice to see it localized. I think that it's an interesting title that fits a lot of genres as well.
Yeah, it's really going to turn out just super cool. It's just everything, and just everything about Eden of the East is just, it's gorgeous, it's technological, it's got an amazing story, it's got that spy suspense kind of feel, and it's just, everything is it's just so beautiful. Everything about it just makes you want to cry, how pretty it is, the character designs, and the opening sequence, the way that even how they animate Washington D.C. in the first episode is just, there's so much detail in it. I think the U.S. anime fans, North American anime fans, they're going to just fall in love with it like I did. It's just so good, and everyone who's working on it is just, oh my gosh, this is so good. It's just, everybody universally is just amazed by it, and I feel so lucky that such wonderful things exist and that we can work on them. So I'm just so amazingly jazzed about Eden of the East and all of them, but Eden's at the top of my mind right now, so I'm just gonna have my little fangirl / brand manager squee about that.
And now, where can we track sort of the progress of Eden of the East? Can we do that on the Funimation blog or somewhere else?
There will be some things when it gets a little, when things get a little bit closer to when the release date is known, as things get a little bit more gelled in the process, then we will start to promote it. There's always a promotion sweet spot. I don't know exactly where that is going to fall right now, but there will be, we will definitely be talking about Ignities. There's no worries about that. We're going to be talking about it in a very big way, and I will be talking about it in a very big way. Ignities is really awesome. So look for that, later. I can't really say when, because things are kind of in flux until they get close, but definitely expect to see some really cool stuff from Eden of the East.
Very cool. We can't wait. I'll be honest with you. I put off trying to see the series because I never get to watch anime anymore. I'm so busy with this and other things. The last one I watched was in August, I think, which is horrid, but I've wanted to see Eden of the East forever because a ton of my friends have been raving about it, so I can't wait for that one.
Yeah, it's gonna be really awesome. Everyone I've talked to about it, everyone who's working on it, it's just, there's a really, really awesome creative team behind it, and when I can reveal all that, I think everyone else will squee too, because there's just, everyone involved is amazing. It's great. I wish I had more words to say about it besides, oh my gosh, it's the greatest thing ever.
Oh no, it's okay. At least, we're making our listeners aware of it. And is there anything else you want to promote or let our fans know?
Well, I would, if I was a fan, which I am, the best way to get updates is the Funimation blog, the blog.funimation.com, where of course you can see every few weeks the Always Be Cosplaying column, but it is updated every day by our social media team, and there's just always the freshest. There's always new videos on video.funimation.com, always stuff going up on YouTube, always stuff going up on Facebook. Of course, I am not the social media manager, but I enjoy all the social media things, and there's always cool stuff going on. So if you want the latest and greatest, definitely check all those sources, and you can't go wrong. There's always something to do, and even being here in the office, I can go on the Funimation blog and the Facebook. I'm like, ooh, that's new. So there's always cool stuff to look at, and of course, if you go to an anime con, the convention manager, Adam Sheehan, will post which conventions he's going to, and he always has an industry panel and all that stuff, so you can always do meet and greet and talk with him and ask him any questions. So, but when it comes to my brand watches, I am a big fan of social media, so I definitely like to go to the blog and Facebook and everything first, because I think anime fans when you compare anime fans to other pop culture fans, we're so social. I mean, anime is something that you enjoy in a group, and you want to watch anime in a group, you want to cosplay in a group, you want to go to a convention and just hang out with your friends. So it's just, social media is kind of a no-brainer, and kind of brings everyone together in a big anime family.
Yeah, we've learned that with Twitter, and I know that you're quite a Twitter bug. Do you want to promote any of your personal social networking?
Well, I'm Tristen Critine on Twitter. I usually hop on at night, and sometimes really early in the morning when I'm here. I get so busy during the day, because brand manager day is very it is very packed, and there's always things to do. Always we're running to different offices, we're running to one end of the building and the other, and talking to everyone, and then meetings and business stuff, and emails to write, and people to call. So I don't get to take advantage of all social media so much when the little bit of time I'm at my desk, because I'm just always at the flutter. But at night, when I get home, I chill out, watching some TV. I'm a big CNN junkie. I hop on the Twitter and I talk to my friends, all the people I've met over over 10 years being in the anime fandom, it's kind of, it's a cool little conversation, and I like it, and I can be a little long-winded, so Twitter helps to keep it short.
Wonderful. Well, we'll make sure to stalk you there, and our time is running short. Oh no! But before you go, I was wondering if you'd be willing to participate in a 91.8 The Fan tradition.
Mm-hmm.
We were wondering if you'd do a bump for us.
Okay.
Alright, awesome. If you want me to, I can write it down just in case you can't remember, but we were curious if you'd say, my name is, insert here, I do this, insert here, and you're tuned into 91.8 The Fan.
Okay. You want me to write it? I think I can do it. I think I got it handled. Whenever you're ready.
You're free to do it.
Hi everyone, this is Shar, aka Tristen Critine. I'm a cosplayer and brand manager, and you are listening to 918 The Fan.
Thank you so much. That was perfect. You did better than some of our voice actors.
Oh no, I'm just a little marketing girl. Not my voice is not melodious enough to be a voice actress or anything. I'm good at the marketing stuff.
Well, we appreciate you being on the show, and we hope that everybody who's tuned in checks out Funimation right now, checks out their blog, checks out their Twitter. Do it! And stay tuned to 91.8 The Fan.